Morning, Agnes.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
I'm delighted to be having this conversation with you about what it means to you to put beneficiaries first. And I thought that we could start with what might seem a really obvious question. What are the benefits for a funder which puts beneficiaries at the heart of their work?
Yes, Elizabeth, remember, this is my opinion, but in my opinion, I think the benefits are fantastic. It really are. They end up with great projects and better outcomes. The social return on their investment is amazing. And from little acorns, big oak trees grow. But the funders have to change the process a little and work a wee bit differently, in my opinion, smarter, so that they could see the person and the passion behind the person asking for the funding, and assist them to help it grow and get the outcome that we, working together as a partnership, had. Life changes trust, using and being flexible to develop this process over many years allowed the little voices to be heard. You listened, you took time to build the relationships.
That's really interesting. And that how question about process, you know, a process that works, that is so important, as you say, isn't it? And you may want to say a wee bit more about that, but let me ask about your sensory challenges booklet.
Yes,
it's pretty much gone right around the world, hasn't it?
And it seems a long time ago, Elizabeth, you know, and it's hard for me with my dementia to think back on that. But my daughter, who assisted me to work on the booklet, we're still getting feedback today. And yes, you're correct, Elizabeth. It's went round the world. It's been transcribed in many languages. And I believe it's because of the way we done it, touched people's hearts. It's not too professional. We just hit the right mark. So sometimes to have a clean product isn't always the right answer. That's what my opinion is. You know, people like the oopsies as well as the professional clean thing.
But what I'm hearing from you, I think, is that it's so important to hear from the horse's mouth. That really works.
Yeah.
And of course, since that first booklet, you've been involved in many peer-to-peer resources where the trust has funded individuals directly. Do you think that getting funding directly to do something gives you a better sense of ownership, of empowerment?
Yes, I think it gives you more control. And I personally felt that I could be true to the people who were participating in giving their lived experience, and keep it to the vision that we wanted it, and not have professionals telling us you have to do it this way or that way. So me being in control, and me being a lived experience person, that hit the right thing, you know, and it gave me more empowerment, and I explained to people clearly what was going on, and honestly, when we had a wee bit, you know, things didn't work out, and other people with the lived experience, they went on and done things because they thought, if Agnes can do it, I can do it, you know, and that was how flexible things went.
Yeah. So it's that ripple effect almost, isn't it? Not only do you get a stronger end result by things being based on lived experience, as you say, but you yourself get a lot out of it. And then in turn, that's led to others being encouraged and inspired by your example. So in parallel to putting beneficiaries at the heart of funding for the trust, there's also the importance of relationships. So I guess I've almost got two questions here for you, Agnes. Can you share your thoughts with us about your relationship with the trust, and also how has getting funding helped you establish relationships with others, to partner up, to collaborate, if you like?
Yeah, I think what it was, Life Changes Trust, and the board and the team just took a gamble on with me, and it was scary at first. It was almost as if I had to put my Sunday best on to just talk to you. You were these professionals and almost untouchables. And but your different approach broke that down and created this safe space, this co-production, we're all bringing something worthwhile to the table. And then the friendliness of the staff, your relaxed approach over a cuppa, that created a better outcome in a way, rather than this, as I say, professional Big Brother type of approach. So, I can't remember what your second part of the question, but I think you have to do that work first. And then the second part, if you prompt me, I'll answer that.
Okay, thank you. It was about if the getting the funding to do something, if that helped you establish relationships with others to collaborate and partner up to do other work.
Yes, it did. Being almost in the driving seat and in control, and because I, as a person living with dementia, were speaking to carers and other people living with dementia and professionals, there was a richness that came with Agnes that I picked up from yous, so I've now become a researcher in my own right, and work with other researchers side by side. Other people with dementia, they too have got the confidence, and they're doing different things in their life in the research field. And because I was tired of being told that it was storytelling, and although it had a richness, it didn't have the research base. And because we've worked with yourselves, I am now smarter, and I don't mind entertaining and telling a story, but I want it to mean something and have it research based, so that we can take it to governments, etc., and make a real difference to people, to carers, to the professionals, nutritionists, OTs, so that that can help in their field of work. And consequently, our booklets that we've done in this way with the funders, the way you're funding it, it means that they can then go on and get other funds to take it a level further.
I think that leads us nicely on to my last question, Agnes. I'm just conscious of time here. So my last question to you is, what advice would you give to other funders, given your experience?
Set the foundations from the very beginning. Let the people who are applying for the funding to know exactly the ground rules, because Life Changes Trust done that very clearly. And sit back and see the social return on your investment, because I believe you'll never go back to your old way of working once you start working in this way. Personal opinion, send me an email and let me know. Try it, taste it and see.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that seems like a really good place to stop. It's been a real pleasure as ever. And I really just want to thank you for giving us your time and your insight and your wisdom, really. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye.